Let's get more on the story then. We're joined live and we're crossing live to our reporter Jayed Leigh-Paulse. Well, a very good afternoon to you, Jayed. Yesterday we got mixed up in some strange situation. You're of course now in the middle of KZN where there are protests. I see you're driving, in fact. What is happening at this time? You know, we are being careful indeed, Jayed, to say these are necessarily former President Jacob Zuma's supporters who are protesting, but I'm sure at this stage you do have some clarity in terms of what those protesters are in fact then saying, Jayed.
That's very true, Flo. Well, we've just left Mariannhill Toll plaza and we've left Escort correctional facility about 2 hours ago. We've been traveling on the N3, and like you said, Flo, a lot of talk as to whether or not this are supporters, these protests, sporadic protests are from the supporters of former President Jacob Zuma. There has been a lot of protest action in the Mhlatuze, Ilembe area, KwaZulu-Natal as well. We've got some reports coming that Newcastle is also starting to flare up with now some protest action, and this is all because of the anger of communities. We're not yet too sure if this is in relation with former President Jacob Zuma losing that ruling at the Pietermaritzburg High Court and also in support of him, but we're still trying to find it on the ground. There are some people who have come out and said that this is all to rally behind the former president, and also this is for free Jacob Zuma, that protest action is because of that. So we're not too sure. We're being very careful, like you said, Flo, to try and put the two together, but this is the rumblings on the ground. On social media we've seen this play out as well. A lot of videos being shared of flare-ups. We're traveling now on the N3. It seems to be fairly quiet on the roads. We've seen some police stopping and they've been stationed at some of the places here. We've spoken to them and they're saying that on this stretch in particular between Pietermaritzburg and Durban, it is very quiet. We're just passing Pinetown now just to see what exactly is happening there as we make our way onto the M4, where I'm told there's some protest action happening in Richards Bay as well, Mariannhill. So we'll see what's taking place there. But now on the N3, as reported about 2 hours ago, traffic was stopped, but it seems to be flowing now, Flo.
All right. Just in terms of law enforcement and visibility, in terms of monitoring the situations and the various hotspots, or in fact, I shouldn't call them hotspots, but where those certain protests are happening. I mean, what can you tell us in terms of that police visibility? And I mean, at this stage, we don't know if there've been any sort of arrests, have there?
That's very true. Well, we have seen police coming out to those particular places, those hotspots. We've got SABC staff members, reporters on the ground. We've got Mlondi Khadebe. He's been moving from Mpangeni, where he met with the Minister of Police, Becky Cele, in that briefing. He's now moving up to Pongola. He has reported there's some action there. We did see police en route to go and disperse that particular protest. So we've got people in every single nook and cranny of the province. Vusi Kumalo as well. He's in Escort, also monitoring where we predict that there should be some flare-ups there. Like I mentioned earlier, on Newcastle also started up with flare-ups. But generally on this route, we have seen police visibility. They've been cordoned off in Pinetown. We saw a small group of policing there as well. And as we enter Durban now, it seems to be fairly quiet. Like I said, traffic is flowing. We're going to try and hit the M4 and see what's happening on there.
All right, Jayed, thanks very much. Stay safe on those roads. That's Jayed Leigh-Paulse for us, traveling, of course, just to take a look at where some of those protests are indeed happening in and around KZN. We've certainly seen some protesters burning tyres, and as we've said, we're very careful about saying that the protesters aren't necessarily aligned to former President Jacob Zuma.